Today in the garage I have my 2013 Mark VI Golf TDI, and I'm going to show you guys how to install a frost heater. Go ahead and open the box, show you what's inside. The heater itself, along with the couple mounting brackets and hose clamps, and then the instruction manual. This is actually very good, and this video is going to be more of just a visual aid to help someone that's already reading the instructions. The tools required for this job are a standard screwdriver, 3/8 ratchet with 13mm socket and a T30 Torx, a 1/4 inch ratchet with an 11mm socket, 7mm socket, and a T25 Torx, 2 vice grips, something to cut the coolant hose with, a hose clamp remote release tool, flashlight, and optional are an electric driver with socket attachments. This just helps the removal of the belly pan go a lot quicker. So first off, you want to install this when the engine is totally cold, and we'll start by removing the coolant tank cap, just to relieve any pressure in the system. There we go. And then remove the engine cover. Now remove the 3 plastic air intake pieces. This top one here has 2 clips, one here, one here. Pop those up. And this lower piece has 2 clips in the bottom and 2 on the sides. You might not see very well, but this hose has 2 clamps on each side, right here, and then one on the opposite side. And use your screwdriver to kind of pop those out. There we go. Remove the lower belly pan cover. There are 9 T25 Torx bolts and 3 T30 Torx bolts. We can remove the lower boost hose. It's held on by this clamp here, which I believe is 7mm, and another wire clamp here, which can be removed with a screwdriver. Next, we can remove the horn bracket mounting bolt, which is this black one here, and it is a 13mm. And you can just let that hang for now, it's fine. This is where the frost heater mounting bracket will eventually attach to. We can now put the mounting bracket on the frost heater itself if yours did not come installed. This is going to slide into the top slot here. You can tighten it down, it's an 11mm bolt. That's kind of what it looks like once it's installed. We can now start working at getting the frost heater near its mounting location. You'll want to run the top hose kind of off to the side away from the fan, and it'll eventually go straight up and up underneath the air intake. Okay, so we're up top again, and as you can see, this new black corrugated hose is the upper frost heater hose. It comes up underneath the air box and over. So now I'm going to loosely mount the frost heater to the horn bracket. So now it's time to splice the frost heater into the system. There's 2 hoses that we will need to clamp off. As you can see, oil filters here, and these 2 hoses here. The one on the left we'll just clamp off to help prevent coolant loss, and then the one on the right is when we're actually going to clamp and then cut, and that's where the frost heater will splice in. I've already made a mark right here where I'm going to cut. It's about 6 or 7 inches from the block, from where that hose connects to the block. So we'll clamp this off above that line, and then cut the hose and start installing the frost heater. I have both hoses clamped. I did put some towels around the hoses to protect them from the teeth of the vice grips. So there's my cut line. Alright, so now that I made the cut, you can go ahead and remove the lower portion of this hose that goes into the cooler here. You can see there's a small hose clamp, and that's where the lower frost heater hose will connect to. Alright, so we have the lower frost heater hose coming up around just behind the boost hose connection, crossing over, coming right up in front of the fan, and then looping around to hook into the cooler up top. Alright, so as you can see, I have the hose cut. The lower section is discarded and the lower frost heater hose is now connected. Here you can see the top frost heater hose, and this is going to connect just where I cut off that hose there. Both of the hoses splice into the system. The one on the left is the lower frost heater hose, and then this one here on the right is the upper hose that connects to the one that you cut. Alright, the frost heater is now fully installed. Everything's tightened down. I ran my plug-in wire out of the front grill, and I'll show you what it looks like under here. Just got the extra wire and cable tied it to the horn mount bracket. Reinstall the lower boost hose. Let's install the air intake pieces again, and the belly pan, and then we'll bleed the coolant system. The coolant I'm using is Pentafrost from Pentosan. This is a G13 coolant, and you'll need to mix it 50-50 with distilled water. We can now start the car and watch the level as it runs and just add as needed.